Hey guys, Taco Mage here, and welcome back to MagiCorp. So since the last episode, I built a couple of new additions to the island. Over here we have some ominous woods, which are going to be for our blood magic stuff. In fact, I've already moved all the blood magic stuff over there that I've got so far. And over here we have I think it's like a mystic grove or something. Haven't quite finished here, as you can see on the bridge. Mystic Grove, I believe is what it's called. Yeah, Mystic Grove. So that will be for Britannia. And right now both islands are decent sized, but they'll probably both become larger because Britannia at least takes up a ton of room the more you start doing with it. And I think the same is kind of true of blood magic. I know that many of the rituals and stuff get quite big, so they'll probably have to be bigger. I'm also going to be removing most, if not all, of the trees from both islands, but I wanted to kind of show you, when you do these with the terrain crystals, kind of what they look like. In this one over here, I additionally did kind of a little two-layer effect. That way I got a little bit more than just a flat plane. The other one I just did a flat plane, but then let's see if I can get back up here. But then I built this, or started to build this bridge over here, and then I ran out of bricks. I'm going to have to come up with a clay solution. In fact, that's one of the things I have on my to-do list. Maybe not today, but at least in the near future, I need to get a source of clay. You'll also notice that running around occasionally, we have little critters. And that is because my island has become the ultimate critter spawner. So I got some in there, and then for some reason, this area right here seems to be like the biggest passive animal trap ever, because there are about 20 in there, I think, on last count. Yeah, there's a bunch in there. Oop, cactus. What else did I change? I, of course, put up my wall of focus, as you can see. And over here, I don't remember if I did this in the last episode or not, but I actually added this plains area. This area is going to be kind of my general purpose area for now. As I start to move things away, I'll probably kind of re-terraform this sand, because I don't think I want a desert right in the middle of my base. I'll probably terraform that into something else, but we'll see. But this is kind of going to be my general area. I'm going to put things that really don't fit into the other magical schools over here. And as you can see, I also started on a little bit of a farm here. I got some potatoes, and you'll see some worms in there. That's from this Actually Additions mod, but you get those just as world spawn, so I figured I could probably use them without, causing too much ruckus. They're actually pretty cool. They basically till and keep moist a 3x3 block centered on whatever block you put them on, and they also occasionally bone meal everything. So it's kind of like a nice, cheap little I don't know, what's the thing called that we used to have in Z-Tones? Garden soil. It's like a kind of a cheap garden soil, but with also some added crop growing benefits to go along with it. So, yeah, I have been busy, and this is something that keeps happening too. I'm going to have to pick up this water because I keep getting squids spawning in it, and I really don't want to have squid in the middle of my base all the time. Oh, and the other final thing I did, I actually put down the end stone, and then I planted all the ender seeds that I got in the end. And I've actually gotten a couple of more from all my harvests here, so I've been slowly expanding my ender lily empire. I don't think I need to go much bigger than this. This gives me a lot of ender lilies, and because it's growing on end stone, they actually grow pretty quick. I think it takes maybe an hour, maybe 2 hours for them to grow, so it's really not that bad. So now that I've covered all of what's kind of new, what are we doing today? Well, we got a lot of stuff to do today. Oh, of course, I've got my spawner down there. My spawner does work quite well as long as I give it enough time. Generally, it is always full of stuff. But anyway, back to what we're going to do. We're going to start again with blood magic today, because I took some time and did a bunch of research. Not exhaustive, but I did quite a bit on how to start and how to get into it. And then that's also where I learned that there actually is a book called the Sanguine Scientium that has all of the documentation. I didn't know that. Luckily, I took the time to read the blood magic page, and sure enough, it mentions it. It's part of the guide API mod, so that's why I didn't see it as part of blood magic. So that's actually pretty easy to make. It's actually just a book with a piece of glass. I got an egg too, and a feather like so, and then I get the Sanguine Scientium. And it's actually a fairly simple book, but it's got seems to be most everything in it. It's got the demon stuff, the architect, which is all the blood altar stuff, and like all the things that go with that. The alchemist, which is all the new alchemy stuff. I'm pretty sure most of that's actually new. And then the ritual master, which is all the pretty much the meat and potatoes of blood magic, which is the rituals that you can do with it. So yeah, so this is actually pretty key. It's got all the documentation that I was previously looking for. But that said, I have done my research, so I'll probably not be reading this book too much on camera unless I run into something that I suddenly need. But it'll be a nice reference to keep off camera, so we'll just put that in there, and we'll put it over the blood magic stuff as we do it. Let's grab this Sanguinicium. Okay, so the other thing that I really need is a sentient sword for blood magic, and the reason for that being is that using those whatever they were called, the traps or whatever they're called, the lassos, the thing that you throw and it's supposed to like bind them somehow. Can't think of what they're called all of a sudden. But anyway, using those in the spawner is a major pain in the butt. But if we look at the willpower thing in the JEI here, Demon Will, it can come from two sources. One, a snare. That's what it's called, a snare, sorry. So you can obtain by killing a mob with a sentient weapon, or by throwing a snare at a mob and killing it while it has white particles. So what I need to do is get a sentient weapon. As it turns out, a sentient sword is actually quite easy to make, or at least appears to be quite easy to make. Ignore that, that's from a different mod, but here we go. Basically, we need some Demon Will, or some form of gem in here in our Hellfire Forge, which we have already made. An iron sword, which is easily made, and a petty tartaric gem. Now, to get a petty tartaric gem, we once again go to the Hell Forge and we take some lapis, some glass, I assume that can be any kind of glass, gold ingot, redstone, and again some demonic will. So I did take the time, and it took a lot of time, more snares than I would have cared to admit, to actually get a couple of demon wills together so I can make that happen. So let's gather up some resources here. So I need a chunk of redstone, like so, and I need a piece of glass right here. Nope, that's not glass, this is glass. What was it? Piece of glass, a piece of lapis, and a gold. A piece of gold. Oh, I don't actually have any non-block form lapis. So we'll just get that, and we'll drop one down there. And then we need a little bit of gold, and then I'm going to need also 2 iron ingots and a shtick. And I think I've got a shtick in here. Yes, I do have a shtick in here. Okay, so we're going to head over to our blood magic area and see if we can't make this happen. So I put all my alchemy table and my Hellfire Forge. If I get any other little kind of workbench things, I'll probably put them over here. But up here is where my altar is. I shouldn't need that right away, but we are going to be upgrading that, so definitely going to be working in here for a little bit. I'll probably clear out a couple of these trees for making working a little bit easier. But in here we have all of my blood magic stuff. As you can see, I've got 3 demonic will crystals. One that's, I think, already been used a little bit because it's got a really low will quality. And then a couple that are hovering around 3. I've also got my blood orbs, which are bound to myself. And all this other stuff, which you probably remember from the last episode. So there we go. So what we're going to do is make ourselves a sword. And then see if we can't make that tartaric gem. So let's throw this little one in there. Hopefully this will be enough. And tartaric gem was gold, redstone, lapis, glass. Hopefully it doesn't matter what. So obviously I've got this in there wrong. Maybe where it is does matter. I didn't think it did, but we shall see. It could also be because I don't have the right amount of what's the word, will in here, so maybe I need more will. Okay, so lapis lower right, gold above. Okay, so gold here, lapis here, redstone there. Nope, redstone here. Nothing seems to be happening. So redstone above. Okay, so maybe it needs a better demonic will. Let's try that. Try that. Oh, yep, there it goes. I just didn't have enough will in it. That's okay. That's good to know. Ooh, is it going to do this multiple times? It's just... What is going on here? Oh, there it goes. Okay, cool. So it needed a will quality of 1. So now we've got this tartaric gem, and now we need to turn that and the sword into an actual sentient sword, which I think is through also the Hellfire Forge. So I need to put... Okay, so I need to take our Tartaric Gem plus the sword, and then let's see if we can do... this is probably still not enough. Oh, it is! Okay, cool. So just going to drain that will out of the demonic will there. And I guess it's going to do it a couple of times and then give me a nice... there we go. They needed to go twice. So now I've got a sentient sword. Now, when I use this, I presume... Huh. It didn't drain any will out of that at all. I guess it just used it as a catalyst. Huh, that's weird. So we put our will back in there. I didn't actually need the blood orb. And let's go kill some mobs with this, and hopefully they will be dropping demon will as I do it. If I remember where it is. It's down here. I'll try these first, because it's just a squid. Did I get a demonic will for that? I did not, but that's okay. I think it specifically says it needs to be hostile monsters. And boy, do I've actually only got 3 in there right now. I got to make sure to back off, because one of those is a creeper, and creepers have a bad tendency to explode. That was close. No. Yeah, I gotta do this hit and run thing just to avoid the creepers doing their shenanigans. Okay, okay, cool. I got a demonic will. So I should be able to do this to get demonic will. Now, I think I can also do this to somehow charge the Tartaric gems with the willpower, because it says that this can have its full potential unlocked with will. Or sorry, yeah, with demon will. So I presume that it's somehow related. Dude, Skeleton, you are super armored. Like, I'm barely doing any... And he's shooting at the wall above me. Okay. So yes, I got some more demon will even. So that is actually going to save me a lot of time with those snares. Because the snares... So all these demon wills are quality 1. That probably has something to do with the sentient sword. I don't know. Sentient sword also is fairly durable, but it's not, like, refilling itself. So I don't know that much about the sentient sword other than the... JEI entry for it said, hey, you can use it to get more demon wills, which I'm going to need for doing other things. And again, it's going to be a lot faster going forward than using those dumb snares. Which I think that's more of a problem with using a spawner than anything else. Mirror shades are junk. I think it's from Cyberware. Yeah, Cyberware I can't use, unfortunately, as technology. All right, so let's go take that off the board, and we will move on to the next thing, which I think is to turn our altar into a tier 2. Okay, yes it is. So let's grab that off of there. I'll just chunk those in here for now. I need to create a little box or something for all of these text modules. Okay, so the next thing is to get a tier 2 blood magic altar. And to do that, we need to put some runes under it. I think you have to start with blank runes, because it's the only thing you can make at the lowest setting. So let's grab our little book. We're going to need to create some blank runes, because that's the only thing you can do really at tier 2. In order to get those, and I think it's in upgrading your altar. There we go, yes. In order to get blank runes, we're going to need some weak blood orb, which I think it just needs to be in there. I think it's a catalyst. I don't think it's consumed. Stone, which we got a ton of. And then we need some blank slates. And blank slates, if we remember correctly, is, I believe, a piece of stone in the blood altar. Yes, blank slate. I'm pretty sure that's just a rune. Yeah, piece of stone in a tier 1 blood altar. It takes 1000 LP, which is, I believe, 5 hits of myself with a sacrificial dagger. So we can go ahead and kind of make those. I need to maybe dump my inventory here and up a little bit. So let's throw the sand tomb back in there. And we got to get ourselves a bunch of stone. So let's just grab ourselves a full stack of stone. And so what I should be able to do, and I need to take down some of these trees. Oh, horse. Cool. So what we need to do is take our stone, plop one on there, and then sacrificial dagger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that should turn into one of those little blank ritual stones. And while we're at it, I should get my potatoes back out so we can heal back up. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to build that potato farm, is that it's... Did I not do enough? Alright, let's put some more in there. 2, 3, 4. Put some more in there. I should be given... Ooh, a little bit of lag there. Okay, so now we've actually got it. So we might have just been a little bit of lag there. Lag happens. I think I got it. Oh yeah, it's got to be an empty hand. So I got myself a blank slate. So we need 2 of those. So actually, we're going to need a lot more than 2, I think, because we need to make those blood. You need to make those blank runes, and I think, yeah, each one of these, if it consumes the slates, then I'm going to be here a while. So let's at least get through one of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then eat some food. We'll get through one of these, and then I need 8 of them, I believe, in order to make a tier 2 rune. Or a tier 2 blood altar. Yeah, there's something really weird going on with the food, you might notice. I'm not sure what that's about. I thought it might have been lag, but it always seems to happen, so 2, 3. We'll just put some more blood in there. This is probably not efficient, but one of the plans for the tier 2 altar is that as soon as I can make them, I need to make runes of self-sacrifice, so come on. Work. Now I got Mr. Horse up in my biz. There we go. Okay, so now we can grab that back out. Okay, so now we got our 2 blank slates. So let's put that together to make ourselves... It was... Oh, I need a bloodstone. I need a bloodstone. Blood orb. Blood orb. Alright, so we got ourselves a blood orb here. Alright, so now we need to take a row of stone. I really hope this doesn't consume the blank slates, because otherwise I'm going to be here for a while. But I have a feeling it's going to. Of course. Alright, so now I've got a job ahead of me. I have to, slowly but surely, with mini baked potatoes, I should go grab a bunch of those, fill up my thingy with blood, and throw stone at it until I have... So I need 8. I've already got 1, so 7. I need 14. I need 14 of those blank slates in order to make 7 more blank runes. Hey, all right. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that off screen. I'm also going to take the opportunity to maybe do a little deforestation over there, pull down some trees, since I'm just going to be waiting for a bunch of stuff anyway. There was one other thing that I wanted to show you guys while I was thinking about it. Oh, yes, the chaos. So I found this chest while I was going through everything and discovered that it had a couple of books, a sleeping bag in it. I also put the license and readme books in here. It had this environmental tech, digital guide, whatever. But it also had a fragile chaos orb in it, which I assume is a gift from my sponsors. And in doing research on what that is, it turns out that I can tap into chaos nodes, of which there just happens to be one right over there. So that's actually how I'm supposed to activate this guy right here, which is a Silence Gem teleporter. The issue being is that this little guy here is a fragile chaos orb. Every time I use it, I'm taking that means the max break chance there is that every time I use it, there's a 1 in 5 chance that it just breaks. So I want to be able to use that, but I want to use it sparingly because I'm going to need something a little bit more reasonable to get me back and forth. Because as soon as that breaks, I'm stranded on one side or the other. And actually getting stranded on this side might be slightly worse than getting stranded in the overworld, because I could always, build myself back up there and get back. But I'd rather not have to do that either way. There is a way around that, and we're going to be getting to that later. But I just wanted to show you that. So I'll be building my little island over there out at least a little finger of land or something, just to get to that chaos node and try to get that orb filled up. But anyway, now I'm going to do some grinding, going to do some deforestation, and I'll catch you back after a break. Probably a good 20 to 30 minutes from now for me. So many potatoes. I might as well just grab a full stack. Alright, I will see you after the cut, guys.